is an essential life skill that engages our brain, helps us learn, and helps us communicate. But poor handwriting is a common thing in childhood and sometimes in adulthood, I will admit. But we all have to start somewhere. So there are a few things you can do at home to help your child improve their skills. So tell me, Cassandra, how can parents help their child improve their handwriting?
I think probably the best thing a parent can do for a child with handwriting issues is just encourage the child to do more writing, more colouring in, more that type of fine motor task, and try and make it as fun as possible. Because if the child thinks that they're having trouble or if they're behind, then they're going to get quite a negative thought process around that particular task, and they're going to almost avoid doing it, and then it can become a bigger deal than it needs to be.
Yeah.
So kids often really enjoy writing. They often like to do letters and they like to copy things. So just make it fun. Don't make it too serious. Don't make it therapy. Make it just part of a day-to-day activity, like any type of activity, and just incorporate some, some of those pencil paper tasks into their everyday. I think it's important as well that a parent touches base with the teacher. Like if they're concerned about their child's handwriting, just check in with the teacher, because it might be that the teacher's actually quite happy with the level of handwriting. And often I think we see people bring in their children really early, sort of kindy age, and with an expectation that they should be, probably a little bit more advanced than they necessarily should be at kindy age. So just making sure that a parent's expectations is actually in line with a child's development is also a really important thing.
Yeah, so what are some do's then?
So as I said before, making it quite exciting for the child, or at least a little bit fun for the child. But the types of activities that can be really helpful are just, the child can just learn to copy their name or copy a letter and trace out letters that are already there, which is a little less daunting than having the child write letters and names by themselves. They can use their hands for lots of different fine motor and gross motor tasks, and I think that's a real do. So don't just focus on particular handwriting, but maybe make sure that there's Play-Doh there available for the child to play with, or foam that they can draw letters in, or sand, or using lots of different types of modalities to assist with that handwriting. But also being aware that things like monkey bars and climbing is actually really important, because what we want to make sure is that the child has the strength in their hands to actually be able to tolerate handwriting without getting fatigued. So just kind of making sure your child has a well-rounded activity base, I guess, is a real do.
And what are some don'ts then?
So don't make it really serious for the child. So don't make them feel like they're... Yeah, exactly. I think the don'ts are just making sure that you're not putting too much pressure on the child, that you're really engaging, you're discussing it with the teacher, and I think making sure that you're not putting too much pressure on yourself to fix the problem. So if there is an issue, then and the teacher agrees and can see that there's problems, like maybe the child does write really messy, maybe they can't write in a straight line, maybe they are reversing all their letters, and that is essentially when you'd come to Helping Hands and have that child assessed fully and get a real understanding of where the problems lie. Is it because the hand is weak, or is it because there's some visual perception problem with the handwriting? So really getting an understanding of what the focus needs to be, rather than a parent completely guessing and probably getting it wrong more likely than getting it right.
Because I know a lot of kids lay down to write, because they get tired.
Yeah, that's right. Like there can be things outside of the hand which is affecting that. So it can be actually that the problem's not necessarily in the hand or the actual pencil grasp. It's actually that the child's body isn't able to maintain their full support and their full posture, and that they are then so fatigued that by the time their hand gets to pick up the pencil, there's no way that's going to work. So, and that's where a professional can look at a full picture and get a full appreciation of where is this issue coming from.
So there you have it. Lots of tips. They were fantastic. So before you know it, your child will be a pro at handwriting. But if they are continuing to have problems, or you think they may need a helping hand, don't hesitate to get in touch with Helping Hands today. They'd love to help you.